Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the 11th of May, and in rapid fire fashion, going to take you through a couple squeezes here. But a little bit of housekeeping. So for those of you with the big 3 indicators, keep an eye on your email over the next 1 to 2 weeks. We are going to push an update here pretty soon. And then, as always, for the rest of you, if you want to check out the indicator, that is on the Simpler Trading website. Page 1, number 1. That's what I'm talking about. But alright, guys, so for tonight's squeeze action, a little bit of post-market squeezing. We got the QQQ, the S&Ps, Netflix, LRCX, Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla. So we'll dive in. Okay, first up to bat is the QQQ. And as of today's close, the daily squeeze here officially fires long, and the big 3 indicator finally prints a buy signal here on the daily chart. So that would be known as a daily bull squeeze. Now, the key from here is whether or not they can push it. They got the compression, they got the structure, they got the momentum, and it all lines up pretty good here across all your time frames. Bullish on the weekly all the way down to the 30-minute. But they got to get the job done. The stage is set for a good push, but if tomorrow or maybe early next week we find ourselves back in the range, well, from there it's anybody's game. So QQQ looking good. We shall see if they can get the job done. And then for the S&Ps here, you got a lot of nested squeezes. So the daily chart is still neutral, but across your lower time frames here, you got a lot of bull squeezes. Bull squeeze on the 1-hour chart, nested inside of it, got a 30-minute bull squeeze, down on the 15, got a 15-minute bull squeeze, and then down on the 5-minute, you guessed it, a 5-minute bull squeeze. So think back to the Amazon idea that I gave you over the weekend, where heading into the week, Amazon was coiled up in that daily squeeze with a bunch of nested squeezes inside of it. And you got that domino effect. 5-minute squeeze fired long, then the 15, then the 30, then the hourly. And from there, you got a pretty good push. So potentially tomorrow or maybe into next week, you're looking for that same dynamic over here in the S&Ps. Where if tomorrow morning, the 5-minute squeeze fires long, that of course could go on to trigger the 15. The 15 could go on to trigger the 30. The 30 could go on to trigger the 1 hour. And then in the background, we got that daily squeeze coiled up here. So the daily chart remains neutral, but your squeeze action here across the lower time frames, for now at least, does lean a little bit bullish. So S&P's not looking too bad, and then Netflix. Breaking my heart here today, guys. We had the perfect pitch lining up earlier this morning, and I didn't pull the trigger. Very shameful. Very, very shameful. But check this bad boy out. So at the moment, this is my best pick. I don't have anything here, but it is my best pick. So for starters, on your weekly chart, got ourselves a nice weekly bull squeeze. Inside of that, we got a 3-day squeeze setting up. Inside of that, you got a 2-day squeeze setting up. And then down here on your daily chart, as of today, you got a brand new daily bull squeeze. But yeah, this morning, guys. That is the perfect entry. Inside the daily squeeze, right on top of that daily 21 EMA. The hourly chart cranks out a bull squeeze, and inside of that thing, the 30-minute chart, giving you that sweet squeeze action. So there's the perfect entry in my book. Daily squeeze at the 21 EMA, that sets the stage. But man, if you can work in your position on a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and hourly, all right, try to build your trade before that daily squeeze fires long. That, my friends, is magic. So unfortunately, I did not pull the trigger. Therefore, I will only have 1 packet of ramen noodles tonight. But for tomorrow or Monday, Tuesday, a pullback to a 30-minute 21 or a pullback to an hourly 21, assuming the structure holds up here, should make for a pretty good buying opportunity. In a little bit bigger picture, but going back here to that weekly squeeze, the weekly 200 SMA sits up here around $400. So again, going back to that domino effect, if the daily squeeze fires long, that could go on to trigger the 2-day. That could go on to trigger the 3-day. If the weekly squeeze eventually fires long, I don't think a push up towards that 400 level is asking for too much. So I'm going to try to buy it on a dip, but yeah, Netflix is sitting pretty. All right, guys, next up is Microsoft. And Microsoft looks pretty good here. Not really the top of my radar. However, down here on your 4-hour chart, it is printing a brand new 4-hour bull squeeze. So in terms of trying to catch continuation, you had the gap up after earnings, you had a pretty good pump, and now you're getting a little bit of consolidation. But the buy signal tells you, at least for now, structure, momentum, right? Everything still leans pretty bullish here during that period of consolidation. So long as that's the case, probabilities typically suggest that squeeze wants to fire to the upside. So Microsoft, of course, has been a beast as of late, and you might get continuation of that beastly action out of that 4-hour squeeze. All right, next up is LRCX, and this is one that we bought yesterday in my mastery and the options room. And of course, it's your good old-fashioned nested squeeze. So Lamb Research has the 3-day bull squeeze. Inside of that, you got your 2-day bull squeeze down here on your daily chart. Got a good-looking daily bull squeeze, and then on the 4-hour, in the 2-hour, in the 30-minute, we are also squeezing away. 4-hour. There is the 2-hour, and here is your 30-minute. All right, domino effect. First goes the 30, then goes the hourly, then goes the 2-hour. And then from there, you got your daily, your 2-day, and your 3-day. So we snagged some calls yesterday, and we're looking for a push here towards 545-ish. And the exit on the trade is a move back under that 21 EMA. A daily close under that daily 21. We are going to ditch that trade. So that looks pretty good for now. And then 2 more for you. Always a crowd favorite here is Apple. And for tomorrow's session, Applebee's has got a nice... It's a little bit brand new. So I kind of prefer the squeeze is usually a couple of dots in. A few dots in. But nonetheless, brand new 2-hour bull squeeze here for Apple. And then you got some Tesla. We'll wrap it up here with some Tesla. Now, for what it's worth, there's so many things out there that are way cleaner than Tesla. Amazon, Google, Lamb Research, Netflix, Microsoft. But for Netflix here, Tesla rather, it might be trying to do a little something. So if this can crank out a couple closes back above that daily 21 EMA, and then if your 1-hour, your 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, if all your lower time frames can flip bullish and give you a squeeze, you might look for a push here off that 21 EMA towards that 180, 185 level. Kind of looking for a shot back up towards your weekly 21 EMA. But the key here, being that the weekly chart is bullish and the daily chart is bullish, and we don't have any major squeezes, the key, my friends, is your lower time frames. So for tomorrow's session, into the close here today, Tesla prints a 2-hour bull squeeze, and nested inside of it, got a brand new 1-hour bull squeeze. So again, not the cleanest, but if there is a path here for a push back towards that weekly 21, a 30-minute bull squeeze, an hourly bull squeeze above your daily 21 EMA, could be what triggers that push. And there you have it, guys. Squeeze action all over the place. So as always, I hope you find it helpful. For now, we are rocking out with some Lamb Research. And then for Netflix, I did miss a pretty good entry today, but these things happen, and tomorrow or at any point next week, if we can get a decent dip to a 30-minute 21 or an hourly 21, that might be my shot to jump in here and then try to catch the continuation higher out of those bigger squeezes. But alright folks, as always, I appreciate you watching. For those of you in the options room, I will see y'all tomorrow morning at the open. And for the rest of you, have a great night and we'll talk soon.